A lot of people are entangled with what is not working. Don't be emotionally entangled with what is not working. Stop loving what does not love your bills.
If Jesus Christ was running that business, what would he do? How would he treat his employees? If he was an employee, would he love his employer enough not to steal from his employer?
A lot of people are passionate about their business, but they are making a passionate mistake because your passion does not have a product. Therefore, there is no profit coming to you.
The moment you make a commitment to live up to your Christian values and you do it consistently, it becomes your culture. And in business, we call that branding.
Why do businesses fail? Why do organizations collapse? What exactly could be responsible for business failure? But what steps also can we take in order to recover from failure and become a success? These and many more you will be learning as we go through this session. My name is Julius Afolabi.
My name is Olatunde Akinwumi.
Remember, I mentioned in our earlier episodes, if you have not watched any, I'd like you to go back to them and you learn more from it. That I've done 6-figure businesses that failed. Why? Because I engaged and I embraced the business with inadequate knowledge. Whatever it is that you engage with inadequate knowledge, inadequate skill, you are irresponsible about the responsibilities, you will definitely fail at them. Why do people fail?
I'm going to start using a story of a very popular business in the United States of America. It's called Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is a fast food restaurant chain. That business today hires over 30,000 workers, and its revenue as of 2023 was about $18 billion. Today, Chick-fil-A, is in many locations across the United States of America, and it's known to be a business that does not open on Sunday because for them, Sunday is a designated day of rest and worship. I'm saying here that it's possible for you to run your business using Christian values.
Let's take a typical example and amplify our lens for business. Let's look at the business of Peter as Christian and business-minded people. Peter was an expert at fishing. He was born by the riverside. So, the best that he could do was fishing. And as a fisherman, a day came that he failed. He got to the riverbank, did everything that he knew to do, but he caught nothing. But something happened. When he was about to give up, someone offered him a help. Jesus came on the scene and said, "Can I use the boat that has not produced for you from morning till evening to do something else?" He offered his boat. Sometime, what you're using, your tool of business may not be working in your hands. It doesn't stop you from renting it out, rather than draining yourself and losing it all. So he gave out. He volunteered his boat to Jesus, and Jesus taught about business success principles, life success principles. And he took a cue from it. I'm telling you that Jesus must have taught so well that made him that was frustrated to sit down till the end of the seminar. And because he paid rapt attention to what Jesus was talking about, a point came after the seminar ended. Jesus knew what his problem was. And Jesus said, the same place that you failed, you could succeed there, only if you would change your approach.
Chick-fil-A is not alone in that sort of thing. There's another business called Hobby Lobby. And Hobby Lobby is also a business. In fact, for it's reading about it, it will say that it was built using the Protestant and American conservative values. It's a business that deals in arts and crafts, right? And because of the way the business is structured, it has grown tremendously. And I think as at the last count in 2023, it was worth $7 billion. I'm not mentioning these figures to say that only big businesses alone, make money or something. Or neither am I saying that the metric for a successful business is money alone. But I'm trying to say that every business can run using Christian values. Because we make the mistake every time of looking only at, secular businesses, and people would give examples like, oh, is this business being run? It is being run by, a man who is not a Christian, or, someone who does not believe in God and everything. Christians can run their business using values. The Christian values are all over scriptures because God will never leave us without a pointer to how he wants us to act.
So Peter, despite his experience, failed that day because he was fishing on the surface. Jesus said, launch into the deep. Maybe all you need is a deeper knowledge. If Peter had wrapped up his nets and say, what good is sitting down to talk to you after the misery of the day, he would have failed finally, and that would have been the end of it. But he said, I have listened to you, you made sense. He said, nevertheless, at your word, I would what? Cast my net. And to his amazement, when he launched into the deep, he had an exponential catch. He had a net-breaking harvest. His failure, extreme failure, 0, was converted into extreme success. A net-breaking harvest. From no catch to all forms of catch.
Now, for us as Christians, the scriptures carries the heavenly value system. So if you say that integrity is a value, for instance, it will show in your dealings with other people. You would be a person of integrity, meaning that you would keep your word. You will say something and then you would live up to it. In the marketplace, if we bring those systems or those value systems into the way we conduct business, it begins to show. For instance, there's somewhere in Proverbs that says that an unjust scale is an abomination before the Lord. That is a value system. It's a value system because it means, therefore, that for you as a trader, you should ensure that you are dealing with your customers using a just scale. There is nothing to indicate that you are trying to rip off people or you are trying to cheat people. Honesty is a value system. And it is not, and one of the things that we make a mistake sometimes is that we think that a lot of these secular organizations who talk about values, and they will say things like transparency, at the roots of everything that is good is God. So if somebody says honesty, transparency, those have their roots in scriptures, which is why for us as believers, we need to go back to the source of what God is saying concerning how we transact business in the marketplace.
But what can we learn in this process? Maybe you are yet to accept the fact that that particular business needs a change somewhere, a change of approach somewhere. And that's why you are drowning in debt and suffering without help.
The most important thing for you to realize is that God has a value system. And as believers, we all need to align with those value systems that he has put in place so that we're able to express his character and to live up to who Jesus would be if he lived bodily on the earth today. So if there is any question about, what are my values? I would say the first things first is for you to look at the fruits of the Spirit as a believer. What are the things that, God has said are fruits that we need to build up as character, because those fruits of the Spirit are build our character. We look at that. And then we could also look at, Bible characters in scriptures and ask ourselves, these people who are our heroes of faith, what were the ways in which they expressed their Christian values? We could also adopt that as Christian values. Thank you very much, and I hope that this made sense to you.
I don't know how this has been a blessing to you. We'd like to hear from you. And from where this came, there is more. So don't miss the next episode. And thank you for watching.